we are going to be continuing on the Hulkenberg cosplay. I'm going to start with, I don't know what to call it, it's like a bustier or it's like a little bodice. I don't know, I'm gonna call it a bodice because that can't possibly be technically incorrect, right? I'm gonna call it a bodice for the sake of this, but I'm gonna start with working on Hulkenberg's bodice. It's like this black piece that goes over the top of her giant romper. I don't know what, like, suit? Bodysuit? It goes over her bodysuit. So I'm gonna be patterning that out. I think it might need boning. Okay, now I'm gonna finalize this pattern. It will be boned and all too, so it stays up nicely. And then I'm going to cut into the real fabric. It is ready for that step. It does need to be a little pointier right there. Okay, I have put all of the pattern pieces together in Illustrator and Clo3D, so now I'm going to project them to my projector with my projector, send them to my projector, and then project them and cut out the black fabric. I'm gonna see what I have in my stash. Klaus would like to say hello. I almost fell over. You're such a big boy. You are, seriously, you are so handsome. So these are all the black fabrics I have that I'd be like interested in using for this. I have this like very trustworthy black twill, which is actually my top option because I'm gonna be putting vinyl, like heat transfer vinyl, onto it, and I think that this could take the beating. Which also goes for this one, but this one just picks up like every bit of lint, and there's no sheen to it, and hers has like a little bit of sheen to it. I think I grabbed this for lining. This I've decided I'm not using just now, and I don't think this could take the beating that is the heat. So we're going with the black twill that I just happen to have a lot of lying around. Klaus, you keep yelling at me. It's not nice. Okay, so all of my fabric is cut out, so I actually want to put the pieces together. But something I realized I have to do is she has this like gold design that like goes around here. Maybe I have like a photo of it or something. I need to make that gold design for my cry cut and cut it out on some gold HTV. But before I do that, I am going to put together the main pieces. I'm gonna add everything except for the little like cut part. Now that the iron-on is done, I just have to put basically the rest of the corset together. Not corset, bustier type top thing. Now I just have to put the rest of that together, which is just going to involve doing the outer shell, the inner shell, adding boning to the inner shell, and then flipping them around basically, so I can get like clean outside. And then that should be it. I did just experiment a little with my idea with the stitching this way, and yes, one side's very messy, but on the clean side I actually don't think I like it that much. I think it makes it look cheaper. I don't know what I want. Maybe that's really close. Maybe I could try satin stitching, but I feel like satin stitching is too, what's the right term for it? Bulky. Okay, so last night we left off with the lining, and here's currently where the lining is. We have to put together the outer shell and the lining layer. I made hot chocolate. so it fits very snug now. So now I'm gonna top stitch it, and I'm also going to add on the white trim. Okay, I think it is done. I think that actually came out quite nice. It fits nice, it's not baggy, it's definitely not going anywhere. I wish every strapless dress I've ever worn had this kind of structure. Probably would actually stay up on me. I'm criticizing it. I just need to be happy with it. It looks like the photo and it's not the worst work I've ever done. Okay, so next up, Hulkenberg. So Hulkenberg has these like triangles. I don't know how to explain them. They're like little dangly things. They're like strips of leather that hang down from her bustier type top. They just seem to come out of thin air, if I'm gonna be quite honest. And at the end, there's these like triangles. So I'm gonna 3D model those triangles and just print them. If my 3D printer feels like behaving today. I'll have to paint those and all of that too. Another mental wormhole. I was gonna embroider all the little pieces on the cape, and then I'm like, I could just 3D print them and then I'll have what I need. I just have to make them super shiny. But they're metal anyways, so I could just paint them silver. I briefly made a little list of what I need. I said how many, and I took little pictures of each thing. So I'm gonna go through and try to make these or find files for them. Somebody did make Hulkenberg's like little accessories to 3D print, like all of them. But a certain someone, perhaps me, it does not feel like paying $12. I'm gonna try to do it myself, but it's nice to know that this is here if I want to pay $12 for it. Let's take a look. Right? They cooked.
So did you.
Oh my god! Okay, do you want to see them? Okay, so, all the 3D printing is done. Looks like I made a little bit of a mess too. So these are the finished 3D prints. My machine really doesn't like this like diamond-like shape. It like really struggled with it in some areas, but they're stable enough. So I did have to reprint like 3 to 5 times. It's not really focusing. There we go. You can kind of see the gaps. These really tiny ones are like really bad. So I'm gonna use a little bit of wood filler to like fix these up. My machine is really cool with these big shapes though. So these don't really need much else outside of like sanding. So all the pieces have been primed and need to, never mind, not primed. All the pieces have been smoothed out. You can see where the white, I almost said gauze, grout is filling them in. So now they're smooth to the touch. I am going to be, some people said it would work on Reddit, some people didn't. Worst comes to worst, I peeled it off, but I'm going to, everything can be peeled off that I'm doing here now, luckily. I'm gonna spray them with Plastidip. We're gonna see how it works. It's what I have around, and I'm trying to be better at using what I have around, especially because I'm moving in a month. I don't want to buy anything new. So, speaking of having what I have around, using what I have around. Sorry, Klaus, pardon moi. This is what I'm gonna use to spray. I taped a bunch of Target bags, like I cut them open and I taped the plastic around the inside to make a little spray paint chamber. Okay, so while all the paint is drying, I am trying to figure out how props work. And I always talk a big game about making props, and then I never make a prop. I'm gonna make this prop, okay? Not just talking a big game again, hopefully. Anyways, so I'm trying to figure out like how this works, and I found Dangerous Ladies makes like PVC pipe connectors. So I'm going to, I was looking around Lowe's and stuff for a while and like couldn't find what I needed. So I'm gonna try to, I think, buy the 3D print files, and my 3D printer like isn't really the most reliable, but they have these ones that just kind of like twist and lock on. So I think that those might actually work. This idea for a little, please don't teeth my camera. What did my camera ever do to you, sir? Huh? What did my camera do to you? It did nothing. No, it didn't do anything to you. Ever. You're so angry. These bits are okay for the most part. These are ready for some silver spray paint that will be going over all of this. I'm just gonna clean up some corners and such. These peeled pretty bad when they came off of the plastic. So I'm actually going to respray at least the top portion. Okay, it is the final leg of the Hulkenberg cosplay, which honestly breaks my heart at the same time as I'm really excited to move on to the next project, because I'm doing a more cutesy dress for the next project, so, you know. I have a giant PVC pipe somewhere behind me. I don't think you guys can see it, but that PVC pipe is going to act as the big stick, the handle, not the big stick, the handle to her pole arm type of thing she's going on. And I am going to be an illustrator, drawing out all the details on that pole arm. If you guys, my workflow is always to try to pattern things out digitally, mainly because I just like sitting here all comfy with like ice cream and working on my stuff. I don't like to make a big mess, so I'm going to draw that all out. And this is my second time trying foam crafting, so we will see how it goes. I also picked up a wooden dowel, so my thinking is it's gonna go from the PVC to the dowel, and the dowel will go through the more narrow, finer part of it, but that'll keep it stable, so then it like doesn't bend all over the place, because when I saw the size of the foam piece, I mean, it's huge, like it's gonna get a little floppy. Okay, so I am working on this video game Insanity pole arm. I asked some people from my HEMA club what they think it is, because I, to be quite honest, don't know what to call it. But I have split the stick into a few parts. So in the art, it is like huge compared to her. Like the top part of it is way up here. For reference, I am 5'5", and this is about 5'5". So it's going to be very tall. It's going to be like 8 feet. We'll cross that bridge when we get there though. Right now what I'm doing is I'm actually, these like wiggle. So, but to screw and unscrew, they don't need to be that way. So right now I'm gluing these down and letting time pass in between. This one's not like completely dry yet. Then it's not bending around everywhere. That's a lot more sturdy than separate. And I cut this wood dowel into not two tiny pieces, but 2 smaller pieces. So one's gonna go in here, this to keep this bottom really stiff, and then the other is gonna actually go in the top piece. Okay, I finished gluing together all of the pieces, so now I am going to go over everything with my Dremel and make all these edges look really nice and pretty on all these pieces. This is a engineering contraption I am rather proud of. I took a wooden dowel and I wrapped it in foam at the end, so it's staying in here nice and sturdy. But it still wiggles a little though. That's not exactly what I wanted. Anyways, I'll re-glue that and Dremel everything to keep it nice and stable. Okay, it takes me a while to sand each piece. I just got off work and I'm gonna keep sanding them. This is all I got through yesterday, was this one singular piece in like a sizable amount of time. It's very soft after being sanded, but now it's pretty smooth around the edges. Probably needs some like hand sanding. Okay, I'm gonna start to fill this in. I'm going to place it on in layers. It shrinks like 15% with the popsicle stick, and I'm gonna like rub it out with some water to like smooth it out. Also, I forgot to mention this, but I am going to cut this shorter so it starts more like my shoulder, because with this bottom piece on, it's like starting up here, so it's just ridiculously tall. I'll show you guys the bottom piece. So there's the piece on the bottom, right? With that on the bottom, it's like, I don't want to bend it too much. It's like ridiculously tall though. Alright, I have moved. I'm in an entirely new area and new space. So here's where the prop left off before I had to pack everything and move. So next up is I'm going to cut out the smaller foam details that I almost forgot about, and then glue those on, and then add another base coat before I start to paint. Okay, it's all ready for painting now. I just finished painting, it's like top coat before the paint goes on. So I guess technically like a base. What's really funny about this is that these little squares with the hole in the middle, they remind me of Cheez-Its, and this keeps making me incredibly hungry. So here it is. I am going to run out and pick up my groceries and then come back, and I'm going to start with a white base coat because it's got this like goldish slight gold tint, like almost brassy. This is gonna be really funny for you guys. Oh, my thumb is screwed up from sword fighting. This is gonna be really funny for you guys, not really funny for me. I got the dates of the convention wrong. The convention starts tomorrow. So I'm gonna go get my some jeans and a t-shirt and get to work, because okay, I don't know how I screwed that up, but it was actually that I got a comment. Well, actually, before I saw the comment, I opened up Instagram, and IsekaiCon made a post that was like 1 day till the convention, and I'm like, 1 day? I thought it was March 28th. No, it's March 21st. So, okay, here's the new to-do list. So, what I'm gonna do is this paint still to dry from the last coat. I am going to take inventory of everything I have for this cosplay. It's so funny, so I was just taking a nice relaxing coffee break when I realized this. So I'm going to, yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Oh my god, I can't believe it starts tomorrow. Klaus, can you believe this convention starts tomorrow? Isn't that wild? It's crazy, your mother was so unprepared. Alright, so I'm gonna take inventory of everything I have with this cosplay. And make a giant checklist. I'm a developer 9 to 5. I feel like I live in this state of, oh crap, the deadline is this weekend. So I just got back from IsekaiCon here in Salt Lake. I did a cosplay contest for the first time in like year and a half. It's been a really long time, and it was really cool to like go and get to know some people and like leave my crafting area, I guess, finally. Little me over here. The way that it turned out and how it fits. Thanks for watching.